So, hello and what's up, everybody? I was gonna do this live tonight, but I'm not doing anything right now, and I don't see any of the fam live, so I won't be interrupting anybody's stream. Let me turn this off. Hey, Chris, how you doing? All right, so today we're going to be talking about the University of Virginia triple homicide. Happened around the same time as the University of Idaho shooting, but is really not getting that much attention. Probably because they already have a suspect in custody, the person who did it. So that may be why it's not being, talked about a lot because there's really nothing, you know, twisty twirly about it. Okay, so let's start by just kind of getting a background on the shooter. And I don't want to dwell too much on him because I don't like how, especially when it's a mass casualty, everybody remembers the name of the monster, but nobody remembers the names of the victims. So I don't want to really focus on the shooter other than to just put his information out there. So the suspect that they have in custody is Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. He was also a student at the University of Virginia and he was a football player at the school, but apparently he's not anymore because they listed him as an ex football player. Um, right now, the charge he has a total of 9 charges. He has second degree murder times three, using a handgun in the commission of a crime of a felony times three. I don't know what the other 3 charges is, but it's probably going to be like attempted murder or aggravated assault or something like that, or possession of a weapons charge because we have 3 students who died, but there were 2 other students who were just shot and injured, one in critical condition and one was in good condition. They've already been released from the hospital. All right, it says that he was arrested without incident at about 11 a.m. the next day or the same day. He was about 80 miles east of Charlottesville, and Charlottesville is where it happened. Hey, Kai. Charlottesville is where it happened. It was at the main UVA campus in Charlottesville in Enrico County. Um, but he was arrested about 80 miles east of Charlottesville after an officer spotted the vehicle that he was driving. The shots were fired at about 10:30 p.m. the previous night near a parking garage on campus. The shooter does have priors, and those priors are a hit and run, reckless driving, and concealed weapons charges. Now, he was already on the campus police radar from September because let me see what I got here on my notes. It says he is already on the police radar since September when law enforcement found out that he had made a comment about possessing a gun to someone unaffiliated with the university, although the person that he said it to never actually saw the gun. All right, so I want to pull this up. How do I do this? I don't know if I can share this. Let me see. Hmm, I don't even know where it's at now. Yeah, I can't share it. Not like this. And because I'm going to have to put it in a slide. All right, well, I wanted to put up a picture of the 3 victims. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Google a picture of them real quick and put that up because apparently I can't share pictures on here. It has to be like slides or something. So let's see. UVA shooting victims. I want to get their faces out there. These young men look like they were just great people, great humans, chill to be around or whatever. Okay. So I can share this screen. Hey, PJ. Screen share. All right, so these victims, and not necessarily in order, I'm not sure what order they're in on this picture. Let me look and see if I can get their names from left to right. Oh, wait. Okay, on the far left, of your far left, with the longer dreads, that's Devin Chandler. In the middle is Lavel Davis. And the first one with the shorter dreads and the goatee is Deshaun Perry. I mean, don't they just look like good vibes? You know, they're in college, they're doing their thing, playing football, studying for whatever their career is going to be. And I'm going to play a video you guys are going to hear for yourself that someone who knew them personally said that they were just great people. So I want to get their faces out there. I'm going to show you the shooter as well, but I don't really want to like dwell on the shooter at all. Okay, so first up is this is an article, and I'm not going to show the article. I'm just going to kind of read it. This is an article from CNN. The headline says student suspect in custody after three football players shot dead and two people wounded at the University of Virginia. Police have in custody a University of Virginia student and ex UVA football player suspected of fatally shooting three current players and wounding two other people late Sunday at the school's main campus in Charlottesville as a bus returned from a class field trip. And they were on a field trip to see a play. Um, that's in another article. The suspect, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., faces three charges of second degree murder and three counts of using a handgun in the commission of a felony. Classes can I don't want to like read the whole article. Jones was arrested without incident around 11 a.m. about 80 miles east of Charlottesville in Enrico County, and he was spotted by an officer, and that's how that. I already told you guys that though. This article has something in it that I wanted to share with you guys, but okay. And this right here is coming from Tony Elliott, the UVA head football coach. He said, "These were incredible young men with huge aspirations and extremely bright futures. Our hearts ache for their families, their classmates, and their friends. These precious young men were called away too soon. We are all fortunate to have them be a part of our lives. They touched us, inspired us, and worked incredibly hard as representatives of our program." Here's a little fact that they threw in on this article that I thought might be interesting to share. It says at least 68 shootings have unfolded this year in 2020, this year on U.S. school grounds, including 15 on college campuses, with at least one person shot in each case, not including the shooter. The deadliest school shooting in modern U.S. history remains the 2007 attack at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, where a 23-year-old student killed 32 people before dying by suicide. The shooting at Charlottesville campus is also one of nearly 600 mass shootings in the U.S. this year. 600 mass shootings so far in 20, almost 600 mass shootings in 2020 so far, 2022, which, like CNN tallies cases in which at least four people are shot, excluding the shooter. So this is really a problem, man. These on-campus shootings, these mass shootings, and I know a lot of times when we see stuff, we tend to think that we're just hearing more about it. Like we think it's not happening more. We're just hearing more about it because we have such easy and instant access to information now. But I'm sorry. In this case, I have to say, I think that this is just simply happening more. School shootings and mass shootings have become like the thing to do for some reason, and mass shootings, grocery stores, churches, and just anywhere, and I'm sorry, but I've been living 46 years, and I have not until these last few years ever heard of so many shootings. So I don't think that it's like a case of we're just hearing about it more often. I think it really is happening more often. Okay, Kai says Leilani Simon has been arrested for murder. Thank you for that update. Um, did they find Quinton, or did they just go ahead and arrest her anyway? Okay, so let me scroll down a little bit more in this article. Class is canceled. All right, now this part here. All right, we'll look at that as soon as I finish with this, and we'll look into that a little bit and see what we can come up with on the Quinton Simon update. I am going to show this picture real quick. This is the shooter. This is Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. He is the ex football player who was also on that class field trip. Oh, no, it's no problem, Kai. I'm glad for the update. So let's go ahead and get him off the screen and put these handsome young men back up here. It is so sad, man, to just see this picture of them smiling. They're just, you know, so full of life and hope for the future. And here we are talking about their murder. I mean, it's just, it's a bit much. All right, so about the suspect, it says Jones had come to the campus authorities' attention in September when authorities found out Jones had made a comment about possessing a gun to someone unaffiliated with the university. But that person never actually saw the gun in question. Through the course of threat assessment team's investigation, we learned of a prior criminal incident involving a concealed weapon violation that occurred outside the city of Charlottesville in February of 2021, Longo said, adding that the suspect was required to report that incident to the university but never did. The school's judicial council took over the case and the results are pending. Jones was also involved in a hazing investigation on campus that was closed because witnesses would not cooperate. It is important to share that information with you, he said, to let you know that he had been called to our attention. So he was already on the radar. We already know that he was a troublemaker. Jones is listed in the UVA's athletic website as a football player in 2018 who, as a freshman, did not participate in any games. He attended Varina High School and Petersburg High School, where he played football as a linebacker and running back, according to his university athletics bio. While in high school, Jones was key club president and a member of the National Honor Society and the National Technical Honor Society. UVA spokesman told CNN Jones had a pre-existing injury that prevented him from playing on the football team in 2018. Jones went through medical treatment and rehabilitation during this time with the team and was only a member of the team for one season. The spokesperson would not give details on Jones's injury. And before the lock, this says federal prosecutors working with local authorities, and of course we know that that tends to happen a lot. I'm not going to read this passage because it's really just talking about giving basic stuff. That there was a lockdown called blah blah blah, and then it gives some information on some other like issues that have happened on campus with different people. So it kind of veers away from the topic. There's one video that I want to play. Here we go. Wow, my screen is so huge. Because of the way that I switch screens, I don't know if it's going to really show up.
A University of Virginia student now fatally shooting 3 football players and denied bond in his first court. It was denied bond in his first court appearance. Chris Darnell Jones Jr. is charged with 9 counts, including 3 second-degree murder. Prosecutors told the court that he shot one of his victims while he was sleeping. Joe Johns is live in Charlottesville for us. What else did you learn in that court appearance?
Well, he appeared alert and responsive while talking to the judge. He was on closed circuit, and the judge asked him a series of questions. The judge also took an allocution from the prosecuting attorney here in the county, who said that according to a witness that authorities had spoken to, Chris Jones actually shot one of these football players, Devin Chandler, while he was sleeping. So that's one of the disturbing details that came out of this. No bond was set for him, and they're planning on another appearance in court sometime in early December.
I want to pause right there just to say that is so inexcusable. Like, even if he had what he thought was a valid reason for shooting anybody, what justification can you have for shooting someone in their sleep? They couldn't have been doing anything to you or saying anything to you because they were unconscious. And that's gonna just keep in mind that he shot this kid while he was asleep, because the video that I'm gonna play from the person who knew them, she's gonna say something that's gonna kind of really make that stick out to you.
Meanwhile, we have heard from another witness who was on that bus during the shooting, who said, in fact, that she felt there was a big degree of intentionality, if you will, in all of this. Listen to what she had to say.
Chris got up and pushed Lavel. And then after he pushed him, he was like, you guys are always messing with me. He said something weird like that. But it was very bizarre because they didn't talk to him the whole trip.
And we learned a little bit more about Chris Jones's record as
I was muted the whole time. I'm just talking. But I was saying that is the video that I was going to play, so I don't have to play that separately. And you see that she's saying that those guys didn't even speak to the shooter the entire class trip. So he really had no reason to attack any of them, but especially not the guy who was asleep. That's just crazy. So let me finish playing this little clip, and then we're going to segue and see what's going on with the Quinton Simon case.
As well as a reckless driving case from last year, including a concealed weapons charge that we already knew about.
So there you have it. So sad. The loss of 3 lives, just for whatever reason. And I cannot wait to find out what exactly all the details are in this case, because it's so senseless, you know. And it, to me, listening to what the girl was saying, there is a longer video of her. You can find it on YouTube. She doesn't really say a whole. It's not very much longer, but it's a little longer than that. But it seems like this guy wanted to. He went with the mindset of attacking them. Like, to me, it feels like he planned it, because why did you take a gun on a school field trip? Like, come on. It doesn't even make sense. So just him having that gun on him already tells me that he has some type of intentions. And then he's an ex-football player. I don't know if it's because of his injury or because of something else that he's not on the team anymore, but there may be an element of jealousy there because they're still on the team and he can't play or whatever, you know. So yeah, I guess that's really all I can say about that. This particular shooting kind of has me in my feelings, because it just brings a lot of things to mind for me. My brother was a football player. He went to school on a scholarship, and I just remember how proud, my grandparents were of him, earning this scholarship and going to school. So I kind of can relate to their parents, their family, their friends who are probably just so proud that they made it this far, that they had such bright futures. And then the pain of seeing them just ripped away from not only everything that they had potentially coming their way, any success they may have had, but also just having them just snatched away from you, to not be able to talk to them anymore. There's best friends out there that can't call them up anymore. There's siblings who can't, have a little sibling argument with anymore. Just, I don't know, man. Yeah, it just kind of, it gets to me on this one. So let's see what we can find out about Quinton Simon. Let's see, Leilani Simon. Okay, it says she's arrested and charged with murder. So let's go to this one and see what they're talking about. Leilani Simon, mother of Mission County toddler, arrested and charged with murder. The Chatham County Police Department has arrested Leilani Simon for the death of her son, Quinton Simon. According to the police department, 22-year-old Leilani Simon has been arrested and charged with murder. She was taken into custody on Monday, November 21st, and will be held at the Chatham County Jail while she awaits a bond hearing. She reported her 20-month-old son, Quinton, missing on October 5th. The police department said it does not anticipate any other arrests in connection with this case. Okay. Let's see what else we can get, if we can get some more information. Let me check YouTube. Get some filters on here. I'm looking for something from a news channel because I don't want to share anyone else's content. I'm not seeing anything from, and this is all 2 days ago. Okay, so apparently none of the news channels has covered this yet on YouTube, so I'm looking. Okay, this looks like it might be a local station. And we have video.
Tonight, community holding a vigil for Quinton Simon. The toddler hasn't been seen in 44 days since the 20-month-old went missing and is presumed dead. Our Andy Cole was there and reports those praying at that vigil were praying for answers.
Diana McClure for 10 months.
We think about him every day. We pray for him.
But since October 5th, when Quinton disappeared, it's not been the same.
It's been really hard to come outside and look that way and not see Quinton.
Friday night, McCarta and 3 others, heartbroken over Quinton, invited the community to a candlelight vigil.
I feel like that Quinton deserves this. I feel like that he deserves to have something done in his name. And it's always good when you can get together and pray. For Jesus Christ's name, we pray these things. Amen. Amen.
The crowd of a couple dozen gathered just feet from where Quinton was last seen. While police weren't stationed for the vigil, they were seen lurking near the group. There's no wonder why. The last 44 days have been difficult for everyone living on Buckhalter Road.
We've been through things. I just think that it's awesome that so many people still have love in their hearts and they can come together and show love for Quinton the way they are.
10 miles away, FBI experts wrapped up another week searching for Quinton's remains in a landfill. Police Chief Jeff Hadley told county commissioners Friday they would continue scouring the dump until at least December 9th. In the meantime, those at the vigil are praying for answers. In Chatham County, I'm Andy Cole, WJCL 2 News.
All right, so we'll look into that a little bit more tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some more. Well, I'm sure we will have some more information about them come out by tomorrow. Y'all excuse me, I'm closing tabs over here. I got a million tabs open. And there was two other things that I wanted to share today. First, we're going to do this update on this is an update on the twins who escaped, the twins who were like going door to door looking for help with the ligature marks all on their arms and the scars and bruises. Their mother and her boyfriend had been keeping them handcuffed to different things in the laundry room of the house, not feeding them, making them eat feces and spraying household cleaners in their mouths, just all kinds of horrible treatment toward these kids. And so here's an update on that case.
Now bonds total $4 million. Thank you so much.
All right, so that was the update on that case. And there's one more thing that I wanted to share, and this isn't a true crime, but when I came across this, I was just shocked. And I think as a parent that this is uh, as a parent, I wanted to share this out to other parents because we really need to be more aware of what our children are being exposed to when they're in school, and I mean everywhere really. But the fact that this stuff is freely accessible to 12, 13 and 14-year-olds in a school is disturbing. And I think once you hear this, you're going to feel the same way. So let me get that shared out.
That TPS and Mustang schools are going through some accreditation problems via HB 1775. You guys are going to have the same issue if you don't clean it up. And I'm going to find it. And I've got some connections that I've made over the last couple of years battling you guys that I'll bring that to bear. These books. This is in 2 elementary schools. It Feels Good to Be Yourself, a book about gender identity. Sanger and Will Rogers teaches the kids that the doctor is merely guessing whether it's a boy or a girl. That's a millstone offense. Explicit child rape, child molestation. Do these have academic value? You guys are going to have to answer that question. And it shouldn't take a form. If I send an email to a man who's in charge of protecting the innocence of our children, and the response is fill out a form, I would consider that a millstone offense. There's a rape of a 10-year-old girl, graphic, in this book. It's heartbreaking. By no means should there be a ban on books. Don't mistake what I'm saying for that. There ought to be academic books in the school libraries. And this problem, I never imagined it would be at my alma mater. I went from 4th grade up to Stillwater Public Schools. I'm an alum. And we have books after book after book after book. This at the junior high. This book contains sexually explicit assault and battery. I hesitate to read it. I don't feel comfortable reading it to adults. 13-year-olds can check this book out. And you guys have bought it for them and provided it for them. And it needs to be corrected ASAP. Are you going to eat her? Yeah, Earl, I'm going to eat her. Do you even know how to eat? No, not really. Papa Gaines never sat you down and said, son, one day you're going to have to eat. No, but he taught me how to eat a. Yep, I would teach you some technique, but it's a little complicated. Son, I don't have time for that. I got 20 over here I need to eat. Is that right? I'm on a deadline. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There are 79 in this book. 79. 51 shits, 11 dicks, 15 and 9 goddams, and the list goes on. And you guys need to fix it.
Thank you.
So that part, I just wanted to share out one parent to another because it is disturbing that that kind of content is available to our youngsters at such a young age. I mean, I don't need my kid to go to school and learn how to cuss and be exposed to sexual content when that may not even be anything that's on their mind of their own accord. You know, that is scary. And if they've got books like that in the public school library, easily accessible to these children, like, I mean, at 13 years old, my oldest daughter at 13 years old was extremely naive as far as being exposed to different worldly stuff because there was, as a parent, I felt there was a time and a place for me to expose my children to certain things and certain ideas and to talk to them about certain things. And I didn't need for anyone else to come in and put ideas and thoughts in my kids' head that I didn't want there. You know, at 13 years old, they should be worried about a book and whether or not they're getting A's and B's and not D's and F's. You know, but of course every child develops at a different rate, a different pace. One child may need to have that conversation with their parents at 10 and another might not even need to have it till they're 16. But as a parent, I wouldn't want them exposed to things before I'm ready for them to be exposed to it. You feel me? And even on that first book, like, I don't have a problem with LGBTQIA. I got family, friends, people I love dearly who are. But it's not something that I need an outsider to decide when my child can be exposed to that. You know, as a parent, I need to be the one providing that guidance, having that conversation, addressing that issue the way that I feel appropriate. So that's why I wanted to share that last part out. Hey, Tim, yeah, I've been gone for a minute. I was feeling so bad, but oh my God, I feel so much better now. Yeah, and I don't usually get sick in the winters. I don't usually get like colds and flu and stuff like that. So I guess that's why it did me so bad since I don't normally get them. My body didn't know what to do with that. But yeah, I was miserable. I feel good now though. Um, I'm gonna hop off of here and I will maybe come back later, just depending on how long Bubby stays up tonight because she's taking a nap right now. I don't know why I let her take a nap, but I let her take a nap. So when she wakes up, she's going to be full-fledged on go. If she goes to bed at a decent hour, I'm going to come back and talk about some other things. And if she doesn't go to bed at a decent hour, then I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Please, please, please remember to share out the story of the UVA students, because we have 3 lives stolen and 2 other people who were wounded. And let's remember the victims, not the killers. Forget the monsters. Alrighty. All right. No problem, B Tim. I'm just always glad when you guys come in and hang out with me, even if you can only be here for a few minutes. I will see y'all later. Bye.